The elders of Yulan City controlled numerous formations, desperately trying to fend off the approaching armies from all directions. Not good. The nearest army is about to reach the core area. Over 800 Divine Emperor Perfection level, and more than 12,000 late-stage Divine Emperor level troops. We can't stop such an army, and neither can City Lord Luo Feng. The elders felt powerless. A single Divine Emperor Perfection level low-level primordial life was equivalent to a Palace Master level entity without weapon secret treasure. It seemed as if over 800 Palace Masters and 12,000 elders were attacking together with enough collective power to destroy any obstacle in their path. Our avatars may die, but in this battle, victory will ultimately belong to us cultivators. Once Lord Luo Feng finishes imprinting the formation, his formation will be stronger than all the elders combined and will be enough to repel these low-level primordial life armies. We just don't know how many cultivators within the city will perish. Compared to total slaughter, if more than half of the city's inhabitants could survive, the elders would already consider it very fortunate. The elders remained relatively calm. They had done everything they could. Even if they died, it would just be their avatars. As long as they eventually achieved victory, most of their resources in Yulan City could still be preserved. Core area, Luo Feng's cave mansion. Emperor Qing, Emperor Ming, and Difu looked up, observing the various Luo Feng figures stationed in defense, along with the massive approaching low-level primordial life army in the distance. Brother Luo Feng first killed a super limit level entity. Emperor Qing was greatly astounded. Now, he is even managing to suppress for super limit level entities single-handedly. Super limit level entities were already the strongest among the low-level primordial life. Luo Feng could fight against 4 of them simultaneously. One could say that at this level even if Luo Feng went to the dark sacred realm, despite its higher dangers, greater number of low-level primordial life, and overall strength, the threat to Luo Feng would still be exceedingly low. Brother Luo Feng stands at the pinnacle level even in the dark sacred realm. Emperor Qing whispered softly. Isn't he far stronger than the 2 ancestors? Difu pondered. Of course, the ancestors are only a level above me, akin to the elder level of Yulan City. In front of Brother Luo Feng now, they wouldn't be able to withstand even one move, Emperor Qing said with conviction. You know, he has cultivated from an eternal true god to the strongest level in the land of origin within 1,000 eras. I guessed he would still be very dazzling outside the source world. But who could have imagined he would be even stronger than I anticipated? I've only teamed up with him a few times, and now he's the city lord of Yulan City, Emperor Qing exclaimed. Emperor Ming also looked up. Perhaps with such potential, Brother Luo Feng might even break free from the braided cage. Breaking free from the braided cage and becoming a true primordial life, Difu's heart surged. If he succeeds, we would have a friend who broke free from the braided cage. Breaking free from the braided cage is not easy, Emperor Qing said. In the dark sacred realm, breaking free from the braided cage is a legend. Brother Luo Feng might face some hardships. They continued chatting. Both Emperor Qing and Difu had avatars and did not fear death. Emperor Ming, who had moved from despair to seeing a glimmer of hope, had become much more composed. While the 3 of them were relatively calm, many cultivators in the core area were becoming increasingly anxious. The army is coming. Luo Feng Divine Emperor must hold them off. Everything depends on City Lord Luo Feng now. Those living in the core area, many were mid-stage Divine Emperor enlightened ones. Several were even at stronger levels, mostly possessing true bodies. They had too many aspirations and pursuits. Having walked the path of cultivation to this point, they would naturally not resign themselves to death. The entire army is attacking. City Lord Luo Feng won't be able to hold them off. Some cultivators who saw the situation clearly sighed, watching death approach. The army was getting close, and each low-level primordial life was maddened with excitement, seeming to envision destroying the elder cave mansions and crushing Yulan City's last line of defense, indulging in rampant slaughter. Ho ho, it's almost here. We indeed have the potential to slaughter cultivators and then escape. The 4 super limit entities battling Luo Feng were also becoming more excited. Though they were on the losing side, the situation was about to change soon. In a moment, Luo Feng would need to go all out to repel the low-level primordial life army. as their destructive power was far greater than the four super limit entities. Suddenly, the sky brightened. The sky over Yulan City became completely illuminated. All low-level primordial lives and cultivators noticed the change, instinctively observing the sky. The originally cloudy weather had vanished. Even the faint rain mist within Yulan City had dispersed. The sky brightened immensely. Sky blue, like a vast jade, brightly filled with endless vitality. This is the ground of Yulan City also turned pitch black at the same time. Endless blackness, like fog or ink, adhered to the ground. At this moment, blue sky, black earth, the ends of heaven and earth, where the blue sky and black earth connected. What's happening? The vast flying low-level primordial life army felt an immense weakness throughout their bodies, their vitality rapidly dissipating. Within just a couple of breaths, they became powerless and fell. Previously, when fending off the Elders' formations, the low-level primordial life army merely needed to join forces to form a protective barrier. But now, without sensing any attack, creatures on the fringes of the army began to fall lifelessly to the ground. On the surface, these low-level primordial life corpses bore no signs of injury. What's happening? This is a formation. It's a heaven and earth array. The low-level primordial life army within Yulan City consisted of 4 units. They moved collectively to avoid being assailed by the Elders' formations. However, under the mysterious formation engulfing the entire city, their fellow creatures were dying and falling continuously, arousing their fury. Swish, the sky descended with a faint blue mist. The earth also emitted a black mist. The blue and black mist rapidly enveloped all the low-level primordial life armies and the entire city, including all cave mansions and cultivators. The cultivators felt no threat. This black and blue mist. The cultivators within the city gazed at the intertwined black and blue mist, only sensing an ordinary scene. But the low-level primordial life army knew well the terror of this black and blue mist. They had already formed protective barriers around the army's perimeter, but under the mist's cover, the hiss sound quickly eroded and penetrated their defenses. In some weak spots in the defenses, the mist broke through in the blink of an eye and easily invaded the low-level primordial life's bodies, contaminating their life cores. At the slightest touch, the life core would crack. In the city, the 4 low-level primordial life armies had many weak points in their defenses breached, causing numerous low-level primordial lives to fall dead to the ground. Hold fast. Hold fast. Don't allow any weak points in the defenses. The low-level primordial life armies were exerting all their strength, disregarding the energy drain, creating layer upon layer of defensive barriers frantically protecting all areas. Despite tightly sealed defenses, some weaker low-level primordial lives would still silently perish. There are causality curse-killing attacks, even through the energy barriers. They can still kill our kind. These low-level primordial lives were quite wise, recognizing the unseen attacks, yet they couldn't fend them off. As some low-level primordial lives died silently, natural weaknesses emerged in the defenses, allowing the external black and blue mist to seep in and erode vitality. What do we do? What do we do? The 4 armies were fighting desperately but lacked skill in formations. Under Luo Feng's internal and external array attacks, the black and blue mist continued to break through some nodes, causing casualties. Every action of a cultivator in the 9 Rivers Sacred Realm is suppressed by the heavens and earth. But once the formation is inscribed in Yulan City, cultivators not only face no suppression, but are bolstered by Yulan City's energy. As the city lord, I mobilize the energy most prolifically. Luo Feng felt utterly relieved. Various life and death Dao killing techniques could silently claim the lives of those low-level primordial lives. The 4 super limit level entities battling Luo Feng felt chills down their spines. Luo Feng has successfully arranged the formation. It's stronger than all the elders combined. Such a formation can only be arranged by someone who is mastered to have primordial level paths. The existence of cultivation in the fusion Dao was exceedingly rare. Those who reached high levels were even more scarce. Fusion Dao cultivators reaching the late stage of Divine Emperor were nearly impossible to find throughout the Dark Sacred Realm. Hence, all cultivators and low-level primordial lives alike would concur. Beyond the half-primordial enlightened were typically those who mastered to have primordial paths. How could such a horrifying formation be set up so quickly? It happened so fast. much faster than anticipated. The four super limit entities felt hopeless. Even Luo Feng's seemingly simple first layer formation rivals the formidable arrays crafted by Yuan Xion Palace Master and his peers. King, what should we do? A causal type invisible attack, continually killing our kind. King, the black and blue mist is eroding everything. Our energy drains constantly, yet we gain no replenishments. If this continues, we'll only grow weaker. The four armies panicked, realizing their impending doom. The cultivator camp, leveraging Yulan City, had continuous energy supplies. Meanwhile, under Luo Feng's array, the low-level primordial lives couldn't absorb energy at all. We lost. The four super limit entities conceded at this moment, aware that a defeat awaited. Cooperating with nearly 200 elders and Luo Feng, if they delayed further, even escaping might be impossible. All four armies, flee for your lives separately. Escaping the Yulan city boundary offers hope for survival. During the escape, you may slaughter cultivators. The more cultivators you kill, even without freedom, you might transform and further advance. A voice echoed within the hearts of all divine Emperor Perfection level low-level primordial lives in the four armies.